Now, after having days of my mental health being really bad, reading Tender as the Flesh, and finally reading The Hunger Games, and my mental health being bad once again, and hey, I'm back making videos. Hello, what's up, and welcome everyone. My name is Miss Quinn, and it's time for developers to get weird. If you don't know, Lucas Pope is the solo creator of Papers, Please and Aradin, which I have never played Papers, Please, but I did hear a lot of really good things about it, so it's kind of piquing my interest. Anyway, if this is something you would like for me to play on my second channel, please do let me know. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning Lucas is because he recently won the Pioneer Award from the Game Developers Choice Awards, which is the best thing that could happen. I don't know about you, but I get really happy whenever people are awarded or recognized for their hard work or even just a regular acknowledgement. I love it when people are nominated again for the hard work and passion that they poured everything into. It's just something really great to see. However, what I find even more interesting is that Lucas used his platform to make a brief yet touching acceptance speech. Now that I'm an official pioneer, I have some requests. World peace, obviously, but for this crowd, I'd be happy if you kept making the kinds of unique, offbeat, experimental, creative, and especially personal games that I love. And even earlier that same day, Lucas spoke to The Verge, and when he was asked about what kind of advice he'd give developers, he said something personal. Make it small. Release on itch.io. Try to find the people who like the same things you do, and then make the things you enjoy. Honestly, this is great advice. I couldn't think of any other advice at all. I think that many companies are so scared to try something new or take any risk. Coming out with a new Assassin's Creed game or a new Call of Duty game isn't taking any risk when you know that the games are going to do well. Now, this isn't me at all insulting these games. Those of you who've been watching my channel know how much I do like Assassin's Creed because I cannot stop talking about it. And if you look at my second channel, I am literally doing a gameplay of Assassin's Creed Shadows. To say I love Assassin's Creed is an understatement, even though I haven't finished most of their games. But I still love the franchise. It's amazing. And Call of Duty is a staple of a franchise that doesn't seem to be getting any downtime. Like, I honestly love Call of Duty as well, even though, again, I haven't really played a Call of Duty game. Unlike the last one I played was Black Ops 3, but it's still really good even to this day. But in my opinion, taking a risk is like making a game that puts you in a universe that's been frozen over, that you have to make sure the people in the city don't start a riot. Taking risk is basing your game in a world that has been changed by a current war, and now you have to survive. And yes, I'm absolutely talking about Frostpunk, and I'm absolutely talking about This War of Mine. I honestly think those games are very good example of trying something new. I mean, Frostpunk is, well, now has way too many copycats. Games like Whiteout Survival or Frozen City. Yes, these are mobile games, but you can tell they're taking inspiration from Frostpunk, which there's nothing bad, but once it gets kind of like a little rip-offy, that's where I'm like, Because when you make a game that becomes so memorable, like Frostpunk and like This War of Mine, you start getting other games that are heavily inspired by your games, which again makes other great games. I wouldn't mind seeing some out of nowhere type of weird game that makes you feel something when you play it. Like, for example, I recently made a video on my review on The Order 1886, and it was a game that I very much did enjoy. No, it's not like that for everyone, and I totally get it, but it gave a good twist to werewolves and it gave us great characters. I think it's also because I didn't expect anything from this game. I mean, I had it in my back catalog for a long time to where I don't even remember when I even got it. The weapons as well in the game are very good, very different from what, again, I would usually see in something like Call of Duty, which is a great thing. At this point, I think it's because companies realize that we do hold them to certain expectations since they did make a lot of really cool games around the same genre. But it's like, no, we also want you to take risk, because if you keep coming out with the same type of game, it just starts feeling like a copy and paste with just a new framework. That's all it really looks like at the end of the day. As a consumer, I see so many Call of Duties, so many games that look exactly the same, that it makes me so happy when I finally get to see something different. In my opinion, it's like the movie industry now, on how all we seem to be seeing are remakes like Snow White. You know, they are filling up my homepage on YouTube. Oh, and Tofia Chu for some reason, but I mean, whatever, I still watch it. It's no doubt that a game and a movie does so great when you start having, remakes, and when you start having essentially basically copycats of the same type of movie and the same type of genre, which there's nothing wrong about that, but please, try and actually do something a little different, something that we don't normally expect. But please don't come out with another Suicide Squad type of game. I honestly think they should be asking, like, whenever people make a game super, super similar to, like, for example, Call of Duty, is like, how does my game stand out from the rest of them? There has to be something that will get me to pick your game over something else that I already know I enjoy playing. Something that I know I'm not going to be disappointed by once I purchase that game. And I also think that's another reason as to why these companies are not like wanting to take any risk, because they're just like, no, if we take a risk, people might not actually buy it because it's not something that they're expecting from us. I think they see it as a 50-50, to where it's like, yeah, we can take risk, but is that going to lead to sales? Is that going to lead to people wanting to buy our games? I think that's what they thought when they released Suicide Squad, for example, and they didn't get a lot of purchases, because they're probably like, oh, people weren't expecting this type of game from us because it's a live service game. It's like, well, yes, it's a live service game, but also you also have to keep in mind that your audience already let you know, hey, this isn't the type of game that, we want from this known developer. We're looking for something else like this or that. But I think that's why when you have a publisher or like developers that are known to tackle various different genres, you're not going to be confined into that one niche. You never know what tackling a different genre is going to do for your company or for you if you're an indie developer. I think when you're an indie developer, it is good to take inspiration from different games. Like, for example, Stardew Valley took a lot of inspiration from Harvest Moon, and now it's become the number one inspiration for a lot of different other games when it comes to cozy content farm. And it was a guy who did not know how to code or anything like professionally like that. So he took a huge risk just by making Stardew Valley on his own. That is something that personally I like to see, something that I do adore seeing, because they put a lot of passion into their game. And that's when you can tell that they put a lot of passion, when it's something that they don't know that is going to do well, but they still do it. They still work on it. And that's something that I sincerely admire. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. I do want to start incorporating videos about movies or show if they're adaptations on video games as well, like Until Dawn, for example, which I've hearing mixed things about Until Dawn. I'm not really sure where that's going to go. Let me know if you're interested in something like that. I would be totally up for doing, if you would be also totally up for watching. Remember, I do have a second channel where I upload gameplays only. So if that's something you would also like to see, the link is in the description. With that being said, guys, I do apologize for being gone. And listen, I don't really have the great mental health. I know I really shouldn't be putting in my business out there, but I do have bipolar depression. So unfortunately, there is going to be days where I don't know how to word things properly, because my mental state isn't really in the best state right now. Right now, it's so and so. I will be totally honest and open and transparent with you guys. I know I'm not the best with doing that, at least in my personal life. I'm not really good at being so open, but I do want to try and being more open from now on. But yeah, I haven't been great, which is why I took a break from this channel and I took a break from the other channel I'm so happy that I scheduled videos ahead of time for the other channel. But for this time, I kind of take it, as the news is coming in and everything. And that's when I upload a video, which again, I'm sorry that I haven't been doing so in a while. In all honesty, I am going to start looking for help if that's something that you guys are even interested in knowing about me. I am starting to go to the doctor, so I will be asking about possible therapy, possible like me getting medicated because I haven't been medicated in years and in so many years. And, a girl can only take so many days where she's just crying in the shower. Anyway, that is a lot of things that I just unloaded. Again, I am very sorry. I just dumped all of that on you. And have a nice, fantastic rest of your day, guys. Bye bye.